And one of the things we've seen over the last few years is that we have a much more robust investment and innovation platform than anybody else. And I think that has a lot to do with regulation. When you look at what's happening, since the 1996 Telecom Act, which I was proud to be part of, we've seen over $1.5 trillion in capital investment just on the side of the internet infrastructure we have in the United States. No other nation, no other region has seen investment that even closely approximates that. It's just by one standard we can look at. In America, we see about $400 to $600 over the last 10, 15 years of infrastructure investment per American household. The numbers in Europe are a third less to a half less than investment in the United States. And that has a lot to do with the regulatory model. We don't heavily regulate, excessively regulate our wireless networks, our broadband networks, and that has seen the regulatory certainty that folks could get a return on their investment has led people to invest in our infrastructure. We're not where we want to be, but I'm pretty sure that if we're trying to get more capacious networks, if we want to see more broadband, if we want to see more people across the country have access to broadband networks, the answer is not going to be more heavily regulate the people who build those networks. If we look at Europe and we see that they are trying to figure out why they lag behind the United States, and key European thinkers and leaders and pundits have suggested that a large reason they don't see the investment in Europe that we see in the United States is because their regulatory model is more heavily regulatory. Well, that should tell us something. So why would we reverse our course and adopt a more heavily regulatory model when the rest of the world is trying to catch up with us by loosening regulation? It simply doesn't make sense. What we've done over the last 20 years has been a great, great story. But here's what's interesting. The next 20 years of internet investment and innovation is likely to dwarf anything we've seen in the past 20 years, but only if we get the regulatory model right, and only if we continue to see innovation and investment at the pace we've seen over the last 20 years.